Well, good morning. It's just 8 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. My name is Jagenda Semakola Ziksoka on another very lovely day, the 22nd of October in this year, 2021. It's a Friday. Now remember, normal on Fridays, we have a Pan-African Friday. It's not Pan-African Friday today, but yet again, we are here to continue with our Good Morning Uganda Extra program. It's a Friday. We thank you so much for choosing to be with us. Just remind you that COVID is still with us, even when the numbers and the infection is getting lower and lower. Let's get vaccinated as much as we can. Let's get to all the places where they're doing vaccinations. Get vaccinated, receive your jab, your first or second jab. And as you also get vaccinated, let's continue observing the SOPs until we hear from the experts. When they tell us COVID is out of Uganda, then we'll know that COVID has gone. But until they tell us that, we'll continue observing all the available SOPs as we have been, even when the economy is steadily opening up. But we need to see it open up fully to blossom and go back where we were. Now, from all that, we get to our conversation this morning. Well, we talk about rebuilding broken walls. Remember, COVID has actually damaged and caused lots of havocs, especially to the family and to our lives. Now, joining me in studio this morning is Miss Hope Mukundane. She is the Executive Director of Dependable Foundation. You're very welcome.
Thank you so
Hope,
much.
happy to have you in studio this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Jagenda. My name's Hope Mukundane, as you have earlier said. I'm the CEO and the ED of Dependable Foundation. And Dependable Foundation basically is about mental health and rebuilding those broken walls.
Dependable, you call it Dependable
Foundation. Yes.
And you say it's about mental health?
Yeah,
Why
basically
mental
it
health?
is psychosocial support.
Psychosocial.
Yeah, then we integrate these people. Dependable Foundation is a non-government and non-profit making organization that supports the needs of marginalized young women and adolescents through provision of social and community reintegration, skilling, and enterprise. Dependable Foundation works hand in hand with concerned stakeholders that are already in that field. They help us to give a service where we don't have the infrastructure available. We are 4 months old now.
Okay.
We were launched on 19th of June 2021. And we got a chance that it is the first lady that launched us after the cry of teenage pregnancy in the country.
Okay. So now there's teenage pregnancy on the side, but you also talked about mental health.
Yeah.
Let's combine the two. Let's marry them. Are you saying that all these girls who get pregnant as teenagers develop mental health problems also? Or?
Not only girls, but even parents.
Yes.
Yeah, because we were used with these girls being at school. We even don't know what teachers go through with them. But when they came back during this COVID season, the world closed. Parents had to run to look for what to eat. Children had enough time to themselves. And you come back home, you find kids, innocent ones. You don't know that they have been in anything. Out of the blue, your daughter is pregnant. So it's a trauma. It touches you mentally. So you also need to have this mental support to accept what is in your house, to fight it in the right way.
So as a Dependable Foundation, what do you do? How do you reach out to these people? Because yes, it's true. We've seen this actually escalating. The cry for teenage pregnancy is actually on the rise. What do you do now as Dependable Foundation, for example? Do you go to people's homes? Do they reach out to you?
No.
What happens?
We do camps.
You do camps?
Yeah, we do camps, especially to slums. We create awareness. We sensitize these people. We guide them. We counsel them. And show them the direction of life. How do we do that? In the camp, we do sexual reproductive health service and rights. We test HIV, we test cervical cancer, we test a fistula, because fistula comes in at this level whereby someone has failed to push a baby out and then there is this rupture that happens. And most of these girls don't know that they even have it. So after testing them, counseling them, we guide them to where they go and get free treatment. So in these camps, it's where we find out that this one needs help, because we go with counselors, and these counselors help them to recover themselves. We have dependent foundation teams in the villages at community level that help us gather these people. They give us a call, we have this team here, come and talk to them, come and guide them, come and help them. Yeah, that is
okay. Very important. Now, did you look at this gap as, did you first of all look at the numbers of teenage pregnancies, or you also just noticed that out of teenage pregnancies, people are getting mental illnesses out of that? I am just trying to look at what prompted you to start the Dependable Foundation.
Oh, it was a cry all over, especially on social media, TV stations, even neighbors. You know, teenage pregnancy happens to be a community, I don't know how I can term it, but it is within our community.
It's a community affair. It's a community issue.
Yeah, it is a community issue. That even when you're getting outside your gate, you find a neighbor, a child who is 15, who is carrying a baby. You'd be like, is this a mother? Or yes, it's a mother. Now, in your heart as a mother, you feel touched. When you go back home at 10 at 9, you watch news and you see the cry, the county is crying. And the worst part of it, no one is concerned. And whoever is concerned, these, of course, we have sister NGOs. They look not to mind about the cause of this teenage pregnancy. I'll come to your area, I do the sensitization, I create the awareness, I leave something to eat and I go. But you've not helped me. So as Dependable, we thought that if we can have this social, mental order, that we bring you back to the truth of life, that it has happened, but there is a solution. That it has affected the family and the community, but yes, there is a way. There can be hope.
Has this situation just exposed us that we are really not parents? Because we talk about schools, and when you look into our education system, you notice that we have our schools we have our children in schools for about 280 years, 80 days in a year. So meaning for the greatest part now, that's about 10 months or so that we have our children about 9 months away from us. Isn't it an indictment to we the parents that we have actually failed on our parenting roles? We call ourselves parents every other day, but this is happening. And just like you say, teenage pregnancies at family levels, they're in the community, they with us. It's not. This didn't come from Wuhan now. Teenage pregnancies are not coming from China.
No.
They are not coming from.
It is within us.
Yes, they are coming from within us. Isn't it a shame that we have been posing as parents, and now this is exposing us?
It is a shame. I must accept that. But then, with the way we are living today, life is running at a fast rate.
Sure.
That a parent thinks of how to feed this family, and then finds things when they have run out of him. Poverty in homes and families, I think, is the main root cause of this teenage pregnancy. I wake up in the morning, I greet my children, I leave them home because I'm going to rush to look for what they eat. But even where I am, I'm disturbed because what I'm doing is not going well. So by the time I come home, I'm mentally disturbed. I'll not even notice that there was something that happened. Tomorrow it's the same routine. But if I had a job where I get income and I'm happy, I believe maybe I would have attended to my children. So I don't want us to put a blame to parents only. Let us all carry the blame. Let the country stand up as a motherland. Let's help each other. I call upon the church leaders, thank God they have opened them. Let the gospel go back to the roots, because we used to heal from the church. In our old times, when we were growing up, a Christian family would have things that you count on them. That family doesn't do this, that family, but it was because of the church leaders that we had. I call upon all church leaders to stand on their pulpit and bring to order this issue in the country. The law enforcers. I was on news, I think, yesterday, but on Wednesday. You had a show in the morning, and I saw people supporting pregnancy, supporting abortion.
Abortions,
I
it
saw
surprised
it.
me.
It did. I kept sitting there. I was like, now where is our motto for God and my country?
Exactly. It surprised me because these are now all the rights that we're talking about. Somebody says, you need to let us have the rights over our bodies. So if I am pregnant for somebody and I do not want to keep the pregnancy, please let me just abort it.
But you have not cured that disease and you've killed a soul. Which means our country is running out of its way. We're supposed to encourage these people. Yes, they have sinned. And we're not supposed to shy away from telling them that what you did is wrong. But this is a soul, and we don't know what this child will be tomorrow.
Exactly.
Let's help you have this baby, but go back, calm down, abstain. Abstain and be what you want to be. We can help you reach there. As dependable, we are fighting that these people go back to school. Those who will be under our care, because we can't cover everywhere.
Okay. Let me also ask this, and we're losing it when we think that these girls who have gone out of their way to become pregnant, to become child mothers or teenage mothers, when we come with every nicety now for them, you know, we talk about them, they should be given this privilege, they should be let to go to school. We are making them a special case. Won't it encourage the other girls also to also get pregnant? Because it just seems like for these who have gotten pregnant, we are actually giving them favors now. We are making them look superior over the others because everything in school, you know, we should let them do this. We should do, yes, it's one thing to say you got pregnant maybe because out of rape or out of this or out of influence or out of that. You have to continue. You're only 18 years, you're only 17 years, you're only 14, for heaven's sake. We can't say go be a mother forever. Go back to school and study. And we're losing it when we think that by making them a special case, we're actually causing a bigger problem.
I don't think that we are making them a special case, but we are showing them that they did wrong.
Okay.
In counseling and guiding this child to go on with life, we are not saying, hey, thank you for doing this. No, we are telling them what they did was wrong. But out of this wrong, there is hope. Do not carry anger, because anger will make you lose your future. You become someone who can't be controlled. Calm down, accept that you made a mistake. And we're not doing this in a way that the young child will not notice that this one made a mistake. But we are doing it to encourage this soul, this person, to go ahead and live who she is supposed to be. Because if we leave them to, like as you can see, in 2020, I think in May, June, July, Busoga had 17,000 teenage pregnancies.
And I think the biggest district there was Luuka.
Yeah, the biggest was Luuka.
I think Luuka.
Exactly. Now, if you leave 17,000 untouched and helped, give it 5 more years. This person is 20 or 16, 14, 13. By 6 years, 5 years, she will be 26. She will have no say in the community, and that community is finished. There will be no leader. There will be no MP. There will be no nurse. So that means we are going back to begging situation of African setup. But to fight this and have a bright future, that's why we're encouraging them to keep going. Yeah.
Or whose responsibility entirely should it be to end teenage pregnancies? Because I think the campaign is either now curbing or ending. I talk about curbing or ending, or they mean the same actually.
Yes.
We need to know whether we're curbing them or ending them, but whose responsibility entirely should it be?
It's a collective responsibility.
Collective responsibility.
Yeah. I can say in my home, I'll tell my daughter, don't do this, but if I don't tell my neighbor's child, have the neighborhood talk about this issue, then my neighbor's children will infect mine. But if it is a collective responsibility, when I talk about a community or neighbor, I mean the whole country should come into this fight. Let it be the president, let it be, because last time I had, I'm sorry to say this, I'm on the national TV, when Mzee was saying, that are they dead if they give birth? does it kill them? I liked that because he gave me hope that what I'm doing is right. If they are not dead, then there is a future. As long as you have life, you can be who you want to be. But it is after you've known your mistake that you can run away from it and follow the right thing. Yeah.
Okay, very important. Now, Dependable Foundation is doing all the things to ensure that you help people, counsel them, help them see how we can curb teenage pregnancies and all the things. All the things come with lots of resources, human resource, financial resource, technology, and quite a number of things, because movement is now not as easy as it used to be. Certain meetings are supposed to be done through Zoom or virtual space. Who is funding you? Where do you get the money? And how are you doing it? Is government giving you money to do all the things because you saw a gap that you're trying to fit in?
No, as Dependable, right now we don't have funders.
Okay.
But it is the heart, it is the wish, it is the will of my heart and my team to see that we help. Even if we help 10 souls, even if we help 10 people and we see them changing, their lives changed, then it will be a testimony for us. But we call upon donors and sponsors and those who would love to partner with us. I don't know whether I have a chance to thank my partners.
Please do.
Yeah, thank you. I really want to thank Reproductive Health Uganda, because when they had a call, a cry about this teenage pregnancy, they approached us and they helped us a lot in launching it. And up to now we are working with them in different areas, together with Terewode Hospitals, that is led by Madam Alice Selyang, whereby they repair these people who have got fistula free of charge, and heal the planet in a special way, because he introduced me to the world of NGO.
Heal the Planet, Ernest Benjamin Chivumbi.
Yes.
I know him.
Yeah, that very one. And Mr. Jackson Chikweko of Reproductive Health, and others who are coming on board. Being that this is a community cause, people are really there. They want to join us and help the community. They serve humanity through the small that we have. Then the big things will find us.
We've attributed teenage pregnancies to a number of reasons. The economic reasons, first and foremost, is that people are poor, people do not have money.
Yeah.
So these girls fall prey to these monster men when they possibly go to find something to trade, to buy, to sell, and do quite a number of things. Now, there is poverty. We are also attributing this problem to the closure of schools, and we are still in our houses at home until January 2022. Now we have another hoping 2 months ahead of us. We've seen the problems, and until schools open, we think the numbers will come down. But there's still poverty with us here. People can't get rich in an overnight.
Yes.
What do you do with that? Because if a useless person, I do not want to even call them useless, but if some careless parent somewhere says, but I am poor, what do I do? Some even conceal these perpetrators for money gains.
Yes.
You know this man has actually made your daughter pregnant. You do not want to report them to the LC. You do not want to go to police. You do not want to do, because you know that this man is actually giving you some little money, possibly for upkeep here and there. These problems are not addressed. Do you think the problems are going to come down just because we are counseling people and helping them mentally or so? Basically,
Dependable is having a program before the end of this year to train TPPAs.
TPPAs?
Yes.
What are TPPAs?
Those are Teenage Pregnant Prevention Advocates.
Okay, Teenage Pregnancy Prevention
Advocates, yes. And these people are supposed to be from the communities where they live. These people are going to be trained in financial related literacy. We intend to have these people in all the communities of the country, so that these people help us train our parents in their languages, the language they understand, how they can start small things with small capital, and have these people arranged in groups as circles, like this village model something, parish models.
The parish models.
Yes. After the training, and we're sure that you can control these finances, then we give you a startup kit. This startup kit, we're going to give it to those people who will have gone through the training, especially who can stay with the children of these teenage girls who are to go back to school or to join training skilling centers. Now, after the training, this person is given capital. Then we'll have a monitoring team that will follow up how this person is using the finances out of this, or if he can save. This means that even the girl, after the skilling training, is supposed to go back to this very circle where the mother, because we are trying to bring the families together again, where the parents are getting support from. This person will also get a startup kit from there and start life. If I'm trained in tailoring, then I need to have the head of the sewing machine, and then some material, and then some current of 3 months to enable me start. And then we do a follow-up of like 6 months to see if you're really doing what we expect you to do. Through that very way, I will believe that maybe we'll have helped on poverty. And the mentor, because through the training of these people, these circles and what, we have tackled the mentor, and this parent is ready to walk a journey with this child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is a Rebuilding the Walls campaign. My sister here in studios, Sister Hope Mukunda, the Executive Director of a Dependable Foundation, is here to drum about this thing to see how we can prevent and curb teenage pregnancies. That is also another problem spiraling every other time in our communities, in our families, and yet again, we need to see how to curb and manage it. We'll take a short break and return. When we return, we still continue with the conversation just before we pave way for URA's Bomba ya Pesa. Again, that will be coming on shortly. Before we will get into the virtual graduation of UC. We'll take a break and return.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome to the home of our stars. Come on in. We have our movies, gossip, reality, conflict, tulinane comedy. Basirebu baffe bonna live right here. Because no matter where you go, this is the home of our stars.
This year, as Power Magic Mix 3, we are delighted to invite you to see, experience, and celebrate with us. Power Magic, the home of our stars. Multi-Choice Uganda is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Well, a very good morning. Thank you so much and welcome back from that short break. We continue the conversation, rebuilding broken walls because of COVID-19. And of course, talking about the escalating numbers of teenage pregnancies in this country. And with me in studios is Miss Hope Mukundane, the Executive Director of Dependable Foundation, an organization, of course, that was launched not so long ago by the First Lady of Uganda, Her Excellency Janet Kataha Museveni, and of course working on these issues to ensure that we get there. You just talked to us, Hope, about what you're doing. You introduced to us what you call the TPPAs, and specifically, what are these areas that you're training them in for them to be able to match the task ahead of them?
The TPPAs are the teenage pregnancy prevention advocates. Are trained in different areas, but the core ones are relationship and sex education in schools and colleges. Here we target teachers and nurses in the school.
Relationship and sex education.
Yeah, in
I'll come
schools
back to
and
that
colleges.
and say something about that.
Okay. Then secondly, youth-friendly contraceptives and sexual reproductive health services. That one, we even introduced them to use of condoms.
As contraception.
Yes.
Now the people that you saw here on Wednesday, they're actually looking at abortion as a contraceptive.
Abortion comes with a lot of challenges. Because even tomorrow...
It even sounds evil.
It sounds evil, thank you.
It sounds evil to actually tell somebody, get pregnant and abort.
Exactly, yes. And even tomorrow, I don't know whether I'm carrying this baby, and this is the only baby God gave me.
Exactly.
So
you can't be sure that when you terminate this, there will be chance for another.
Thank you. And in the process of carrying it out, there are other things that happen inside the woman's body. You never know. Tomorrow I will come back and say it's you who encouraged me to abort. And I can't have babies. So I'll carry the blame on you forever. So I really don't support abortion.
So you talk about sex, relationships and sex education. You talk about use of contraceptives?
Yeah, use of contraceptives to those who cannot abstain. I still advocate for abstinence. And I know it's possible. Especially when this person has been taught and shown the way to go and the reason why she should abstain. Abstinence is possible. And
because what you talk to in these meetings, when you talk about teenage pregnancy prevention advocates,
yes,
do you also talk to the men?
Yeah.
Do you also talk to the boys? Because you could be targeting the girls and possibly talking to them about condoms, and the girl will even ask where would I carry a condom from to wait for this man.
In our sensitization, we encourage men to attend. In fact, from 5th to 9th...
Because it is the men who bring the pregnancies.
Thank you, thank you. From 5th to 9th of this month, we had a campaign. And it was targeting the involvement of men in the end of teenage pregnancy. Because they are the carriers of these babies. For us, we just receive. And being the carrier, most of them don't know that it is bad to plan to have a baby when you're not ready. And that's why they end up running away. After telling him I'm pregnant, he runs away.
Actually, they don't plan to have. They don't say it's bad to plan to have. They even don't plan.
They don't even
it's
plan.
It's bad to have without planning.
Without planning. So I believe that if we bring them on board and we create this awareness, let them know the consequences of pregnanting someone at this young age, when you're not ready. Because even if you run away with the thought that I pregnanted someone and this thing haunts in the future, even if you refuse to see this child. But at the end of life, this child will look for where it belongs and won't be good. So we want to involve men in this campaign to help them know their responsibilities and when are they ready to have babies with these people.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you talked about relationships and sex education, I remember that government in 2018 launched the National Sexuality Education Framework.
Yes. Which
had some lots of resistances, especially from the religious sector of fiber, saying it's deplorable that you are introducing children as young as 3 to sex education. I think that they think is also an undoing to all our efforts. How about that? Because it was launched under the Ministry of Education, Sexuality, and I think government is actually implementing it. Is it also helping us in a way, or it causes excitement? Because when you start talking about condoms to these young children, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, teenagers, and of course they would want to know what a condom does and possibly even how to use a condom.
Yes, you're true.
Won't it defeat our campaign?
No, we do packaging. We package the information to give to different age groups. We were in Kasese, I think in July, in this campaign. And we happen to be in a place called Nyamamba. Nyamamba, yes.
Where there is a river problem.
Yes, and these people, we told, of course we are still in lockdown, and we needed a number of people, but everyone came, including a 3-year-old. So what we did, we separated these people according to their age. And then, yes, from 3 to 7, I handled them. Because the team I had gone with, they could not handle that age. They even don't know what to tell them. But these are people who need stories. We want to ask, do you know this? Just keep them there. Now from 7 to 12, they have another set of stories to tell them. Then we go to those ones 13 up to 19. Those ones who have had or who have acted or who have that category. And then you also select these who are still safe, those who are virgins, those who have engaged, those who are pregnant. So the message you give to these people is totally different. Yeah.
Okay, so you also looking at that particular, what do they call it, the sexuality framework?
Yes.
Do you think it's a good document in your seeing you as now an advocate of ending teenage pregnancies in this country?
It is a good framework, but we only need to know when and where to apply it. Through these teenage prevention advocates, teenage pregnancy prevention advocates, they take a message to where it is supposed to be. And we train them because these are neighbors, these are people in the community. So they know the weakness of the other neighbor, the weakness of the other neighbor, the weakness of their community, and then they have the right message for that community. Okay,
well, we're still carrying on with our conversation today or this morning, but for all our viewers to just benefit you, what you see on screen this morning is the gradation for UCU. Now we're adopting and of course getting that way. We have seen, or we saw the other universities previously, Cavendish University, Mackay University, Chambago University, all going through their graduations virtually and doing it the same way you're seeing. But to just let you know that later, as we also move out of studios, we will leave the screens for the Uganda Christian University graduation, which you actually seeing the procession there has started. And when they get to, they will get to, of course, a paved way and leave a space for them as they also do that today. Okay, we will now just conclude this conversation and take you to Uganda Christian University, where they have that graduation. Hope. Let's finalize this in the next 2 minutes and we go for a graduation. What more do you want to tell the people? What do you think they've not heard? How do they find you? Where do they find you? And your clarion call to them.
Yeah, I want to welcome everyone who has that special heart of helping these young girls to find us at Twedi Tower, 8th floor, Kafu Road. Okay. And I don't know whether I'm free to share the contact.
Please share your contact. They should follow you up. They shouldn't come to me.
Yeah, even those girls who are watching us, to call us on 0782 68 0525.
0782?
Yeah, 68 05 25 or 0709 913 550. Yeah,
that's
just a beep, we'll call back and give you help.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much, Hope Mukundane, for your effort, and of course we pray for you. We'll partner with you. We'll give you time to talk about this because it's something that we all need to join our hands together. None of us takes pride in teenage pregnancies in our communities. You wouldn't want to see your teenage sister or teenage daughter get pregnant. So it's something that we will all get to. We just want to stop this conversation here for today and take you now to where this graduation is actually happening, to wish you the best. For God and my country, my name is Jagenda Semakola Ziksoka. We didn't have a Pan-African Friday, but we'll let you know what happens. For God and my country, stay blessed as we now get to the university for this graduation. Good morning.
Good morning.